Hashtag no music, no intro. Saints Block Party podcast. And today was a frenzy. This was the roster cut down day in the NFL. Teams went from 90 to 53. And kind of got a lot to talk about. I mean, first thing from the jump we got to talk about in terms of the Saints roster cuts is the big news from today was Wil Lutz being traded from the Saints to the Denver Broncos, reuniting with Sean Payton. They got like what was it, conditional seventh? I don't even know if it's conditional. I don't know. Yeah, a seventh. I don't know. Nor that I don't think do I really care. Both you and I, like, you just watched that preseason game against the Texans, man. Like you saw it. Like it was written all over Wil Lutz's face. He posted it in the Discord, also on Twitter, just like his post game conference he did after that game. It was just like, it was very telling to us, right, that he kind of saw the writing on the wall.
Absolutely. I mean, you just off that, I was like, man, if anybody knows what's going on, it's him. And if he's telling you, like, he knew that leash, like if you look at through camp, they were about even, as far as their performance. And, some people thought since he was the vet, he would get the.
We did.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it just made sense. But from a different standpoint, it just kind of makes sense to go younger, bro. Like, go young and see what that new talent is,
I don't know if this was like the death knell, but that there was a practice, was it last week, where he just missed like 3 kicks in that practice, bruh. Like, for me, that was a huge thing because it kind of just goes back to like what our fears were as fans. It's just he had become very inconsistent, man. Like,
straight up.
And so for him to have like 3 recent kicks, 3 missed kicks in a tight kicker battle in practice towards the end of like training camp, bruh.
And the fact that like our dude, the Apple Watch Bandit, posted earlier today, every year his completion percentages went down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the numbers don't lie, bro.
He has missed some very clutch, makeable kicks these last 2 seasons. And I said it, man, on the recap for the Texas game. Like, when you have a defensive head coach, like, those 3 points, when you have someone who thinks that their defense can essentially like keep it manageable, keep the games close, those 3 points are vital.
Man. Crucial, bro.
Because when you miss, it changes field position. It's like, it's all bad, right? So for me, I really think when Groupie went out there and he nailed that 50-yarder, bruh, and it was like no doubt. It was no doubt. I was like, I think that might have done it. The funny thing, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about Wil Lutz agent just going on a tip. Like I understand you represent your client. You getting paid. You doing your job. But have you seen your man kick, like, bro? Like, what you talking about?
Not only that, bro. Like, you might need a job. Your man might need a job at some point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't burn bridges. Like, as an agent, don't burn bridges. You could have easily said, look, my client, played his heart out. He was outstanding this offseason. He's ready to go to Denver Broncos and be one of the best NFL kickers in the league. It's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't do all that, bro. Chill out. Just chill out. Relax.
The Saints got...
He's the most talented. He was the most talented player on the roster. I'm like...
What?
Come on now, bro.
Next, so this move wasn't shocking to me. It's like one of the first moves that were announced today is that Bradley Roby was cut, which really clears the pathway for Alontae Taylor to become the starter at slot. So what's funny to me is that with Alontae starting at slot, there's like this general trepidation from the fans at him being at slot, and part of me understands it, but I'm like, what was the alternative?
I'm just like, do we not remember Roby at slot? Like,
he was terrible.
Like, anytime CD Deuce miss time and you bring the Roby, it's like, dang.
But before Bradley Roby got cut, Jordan Schultz came out, saying that there was interest in him from around the league and potential teams wanted to trade for him. I had kind of left a little breadcrumb stating that I thought Bradley Roby was available in these last couple of weeks. I can say with certainty. So the outrage that the Saints didn't get anything for him didn't really bother me that much. But I will say that there were teams who were offering something for Bradley Roby. Mm-hmm. What something is, I don't know. I would assume probably like 5th round pick and like later. So like from that perspective, it's like, well, why would you just not take the 5th? Like if you're gonna cut him anyway, just take the 5th or 6th or whatever pick it was that they were offering, because it sounds like there was not just one offer from the table like for Roby from a team. There was like multiple offers, but he's cut. It is what it is. But the Alante thing at slot is gonna happen, and we've said it all during this offseason / training camp. Get your best 11 on the field, man. I get it. Alante's he's not played the slot before. He's not his natural position. He's gonna have some growing pains. There's gonna be some coverage busts. Prepare for it. I'm just saying, as a fan, prepare for it. But like, give me the young guy in there at that position with talent, with like elite cornerback traits, bro. Like elite, rather than the old veteran where it's like, well, there's gonna be coverage bust with Bradley Roby anyway, so might as well go with the young guy and let him learn the position and grow into it.
Right. And the things he has to learn is all mental.
Yes.
It's spacing, it's understanding your leverage points because you got two-way goals. But the stuff that he's good at, tackling. He has length, pause. Just the things that he has innate ability to do just makes me feel like he's gonna be fine there. He's gonna be fine. He's gonna get beat sometimes. Yeah. But he's gonna be fine there, bro. He's gonna make some hits. You could use him in the blitz packages because he's in the slot where you could fake blitzes or actually bring home blitzes.
Right.
You could do so much from the slot with him.
There is no way in hell you could have done that. What? Like I remember, like the times they would send Bradley Roby on a corner blitz, bro.
Say it's nothing, bro. It's like I was just so surprised at the reaction.
It was weird. It was weird.
It was weird, bro. Because me and you, we will bash DA. In a heartbeat. Like we have no problems.
Him cutting Roby and starting Alante at slot, honestly, is like a growth, bro. Like it's a little growth.
I was like, this is pretty good. Like, okay, bro.
Now we'll get into it with the whole Jalen Smith thing. But,
okay, thank you.
But it was like, okay, cool. I was like, this is him saying like, this is my defense. These are my players. I'm gonna put. I don't know if DA's listened to this. Saints Block Party podcast in the office on the time, bro. Maybe he's like, oh no, best 11. Like you write notes, best 11
on the field. It works.
So the reaction was a little. Again, I didn't even really see a lot of the reaction. I've been so swamped with like work these last 2 days, just tough shit, bro. Just dealing with
Olivia Benson,
bro. Own it, bro. Tell me why last night, just to be able to like prove to like the courts, this thing is happening where I know it's happening. But I was gonna pop up at one of my clients' house last night at 9 p.m., bro. 9 p.m. Say, hey, can such and such is saying they live here? Is she here? Oh, what? Where are they? Anyway. But I didn't do it. I was too burnt out last. Didn't do it. So, I haven't been really on Twitter today. I've been like really not in our Discord because I've been so busy. But I was able to catch up on what the Saints did transactional wise, and the growth in Bradley Roby and kind of letting that happen. Still, just let's rewind, bro. Like. Is this team allergic to draft picks? why I say that. I got to go back to the whole Marcus Davenport thing from last year. I don't like talking about old shit from time to time. Like they had an offer where they could have traded 2 firsts at the trade deadline last year and maybe got a second or third from him, bro. And they said no, we rolling with 2 firsts. That's our guy. That's our guy. He made a TFL against the Raiders against Devontae Adams on 4th down. Like we not doing that, right? And then with Bradley Roby, they cut him. They could have got a 5th for him. They could have got a 6th. I'm guessing a 5th, 6th, or 7th, and they just cut him. It's weird. It's weird team like that. Just take the picks, man. Just take the picks. It's weird.
Yeah, they have a weird thing where they kind of overrate their players.
Self-scouting, baby.
Self-scouting, bro. And as far as the trade and Roby, like I just don't know. Like I mean, he's a 31-year-old corner that can't play on the outside. It's like I don't know what you can get for that. I'm sure they could have got something. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody.
This is like a long shot, right? So I don't want people saying like, see, you heard what Adam said. So let's say that they traded Roby for a 5th, potentially to a team. Who did the Saints draft in the 5th round this year?
I don't remember.
Jake was 8. No, Jake was 4th. What was 18 in the 6th? Jake
18 was 6, right?
6. Yeah, so maybe it was the offensive guard. Salavarde, the one. Yeah, Winter Soldier. Salami, no. But I'm just saying, like, it's just like those little lottery tickets, man. Like, and we'll get into it with A.T. Perry. A.T. Perry made the squad, bro.
Made the squad, man.
Like, and I don't think it was like really much in doubt after like his early preseason performance. So while I get, part of me is like, oh, it's just a 5th, 6th, 7th. Sometimes those little flyers, man, sometimes they just hit. So why not just have it in your back pocket? You go into 7-Eleven, you go to a convenience store, you see what the Powerball is. You got a couple of dollars. Oh, let me get Powerball. Let me get the Mega Million, bro. You never know, bro. You might hit it.
And I also wonder if it was just kind of a good looking out on Roby.
So he can pick.
It's like just go like, bro, go be a free agent. He was traded to the Saints from the Texans.
Right.
We got our worth out of it. So
did we? That was not a great trade.
What did we give up?
Like a third.
A third.
I am very.
Sean Payton tripping, though, and that was the year. That was we like our wide receiver room year.
Hold on. I want to say it was a third, and it's funny because I called it like a couple of weeks before it happened.
I think you're right, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's a fucking 2022 third round pick, and a 2023 6th round pick to the Texans, bro. We couldn't trade this man back for a 5th or a 6th. That's where the annoyance comes from.
And if you remember, when we traded for him, he didn't immediately hit the field. Like,
correct, yeah,
because C.D. Deuce was playing. Like we were solid, like we were okay. I can't remember who else was at corner. Lattimore, can't remember. But Sean Payton be tripping, bro. Anyway,
because that was 2020. What was Sean Payton's last season? 21. That's right. Yeah. So, yeah, it was Sean Payton's last season. The New Orleans Saints completed their trade for cornerback Bradley Roby on Thursday, sending a 2022 third-round pick and a 2023 conditional 6th-round pick to the Texans. Defensive coordinator Dennis Allen said Thursday he feels like the Saints just added another piece to the puzzle. That was a terrible fucking trade. That was a terrible trade, bro. Roby was not good with this, like nothing about it was anyway. Moving on. Bradley Roby thing. I had no intel, no insight about the Jalen Smith thing, but something in my bones, just knowing this team, bro. I just didn't.
You was on it, bro. You was on it.
I just know this team, Ryan. I know them. I know them. No, like our eyes did not lie to us. We saw what we saw in preseason. I was like, I don't for whatever reason, it's not enough. And I know that, DA was quoted today and saying like he potentially absolutely could see Jalen Smith as a part of the team. It's like, why risk that? Like, why risk it? So now he's, I don't, because he's been in the league for so long, I don't think he can be claimed, or maybe he can be.
No,
I don't even know. He can't be.
No, he's vested.
So he's vested. So, but it's like, why even try? Like, why even try to get cute with it?
Because the tape out there now. Because people saying like, well, he was already out there in August. Why was anybody? He got the tape out there now. Like there's preseason tape now where people like, yeah, I'm gonna throw him a bag, and he ain't got to throw a big bag. Just a couple dollars more in the Saints.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
All it's gonna take, bro. And I could see, and again, no intel. See Ryan Nielsen, like, oh man, like
that's what I'm saying. Ryan Nielsen, Terry Fontenot, they just like they just watching everything, baby, just to hurt the Saints. They're doing
that just to hurt them, just to fuck shit up for them. Caden Ellis and Jaylon Smith about to terrorize us when we play the Falcons, bro. He's gonna be the Jaylon that helmet to helmet AK, bro, when we play that damn, bro.
I just hate that cute shit, man. Why get cute with it? If you like the player, keep him on the roster. Figure something else out. You think somebody was gonna claim Zach Bond or something like that? Like,
can we talk? Got to pull a Zach Morrison right now, bro. Without saying he's a special core team player, and this is coming from someone who I don't put a lot of Zach Bond's failure on Zach Bond. I put that on coaching. I put that on he is not put in a position where best suits his skill set. How does Zach Bond make the team over Jaylon Smith, just considering their preseason play?
It makes no sense.
I would have loved for anyone, when DA was doing his presser today, to ask him that question. Don't know if it was asked, didn't watch the presser, was too busy.
No, but it wasn't.
Just like, what? So, like, the day started, I was like, oh, there's growth with the Saints. Like, DA's kind of like making it his own. And then it's like, okay, there it is. And I get it. Like, they feel in their mind, they got Warner, they got DeMario, they good. And then after that, they got, Sewell, they got DeMarco Jackson, who they drafted last year. And maybe they don't see like a huge difference and distinction between a Jalen Smith and a DeMarco Jackson. I'm just saying, from a perspective of someone who's watched a lot of football, I'm not a coach, I'm not a front office guy. Jaylon Smith's tape in preseason leapt off the fucking screen. Like, it was undeniable. Like, those two back-to-back plays, I don't know if you were in the you don't know you watched at that point, but those two back-to-back plays he made against the Texans were, bruh, there is not a linebacker on the team that can make that play except like DeMario in his prime, bruh.
And look, I don't know how much, I mean, we know DA has say over the 53, but I don't know how much he's into this cut down day gamesmanship. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where your executives and your front office do their work. Because you got so many rules going on. You got some players that hit the waiver wire, some players don't. Right. You have the whole veteran thing. If you're a vested player, your contract is guaranteed if you're on the roster on the first week. You got all these little things that teams just kind of play around with. And like I said, I just hate all the cute stuff. Like, if you like the player, keep him on the roster. But, because to me, when I heard DA, when I looked at he was looking like, I ain't want to cut him. I want Jaylon on the team. Like, that's what it looked like he wanted to say. But it was like he's just saying, like, I hope he come back. Like, I really do. And, Jaylon tweeted earlier today. He tweeted something positive. He was like, it was something that was like, oh, thank the Lord. Like he just, like, if it sounded like, I mean, I'm reading too much into a tweet, but it sounded like he like, I'm with a team. I know I'm gonna be with a team. I ain't tripping.
Like a nudge, wink, wink. type of thing.
Right, and we see this all the time with players, but we also see all the time with players where another team comes swooping in. Sitting there, hey, big head, Texas, hey, big head.
We're in that sundress.
It don't take much.
Like what? It wouldn't surprise me at all. Like what if Dallas feels like they need a little more linebacking depth?
You hear me?
All it takes is one team. So we'll see. Speaking of people that we just can't get rid of. How the fuck is Tre'Quan Smith still on this team? Right.
Unbelievable. Not a preseason snap, bro. Been hurt since August 6th. That's like 5 days in the training camp, bro.
But those 5 days, bro, beforehand, that man was out there cooking them, bro.
He was cooking and blocking. Man, he could block. What a blocker. Thanks, block party. The block
that
party out
merch,
there.
Bro. You know what? If we send Tre'Quan a shirt, bro, and he wore it during the presser, Tre'Quan tells
I ain't slandered him no more, bro.
No
more slander. Block party, baby.
That's what I'm here for.
See, that
but until then, someone got to explain to me how this man made the team, because I don't understand it.
I'm just shocked at how many wide receivers they kept.
Okay, so it's Michael Thomas, Olave, Shaheed, Tre'Quan, A.T. Perry,
Keith
Backwood. That's 6, man.
Backwoods, man. 6 wide receivers.
It's a lot.
That's a lot. That just surprised me.
Do you look any deeper into that as to like where they feel maybe Shaheed is, or, with the injury? I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
I don't know. I like the 6. I like the 6 that they have. But that's a nice group, man. Like,
right. I can do without Tre'Quan.
I mean, I just don't count him like he's just there. But it's a nice group. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Tre'Quan is your 6th receiver, is not terrible.
It's not. I don't want him as my 6th, Ryan. I just don't want him.
I feel you. I'll take Shaq Davis. I'll take anybody, bro. But it's like
Kirkland had that little juice. Like
juice. Bring him on.
Anyway, I don't know if there was like suspicion leading up like prior to like the Texas game, but I feel like people thought like maybe like the Jimmy Graham thing was just like a cute little like priest. Like, no, man, like Jimmy Graham has played well in training camp, and that Texas game all but solidified, he was making the team.
Yeah. No, like I think the Texas games really did kind of put the concrete.
Yes.
Like he's making the team, bro. Because you got to think about it. Not just him. You got to understand, like, if you keep him, there's like a younger player you're not bringing on the team that could potentially be like maybe he might not be better than Jimmy Graham this year, but maybe as he grows with the team, could be better. So
you talking about your father-in-law, bro?
That's what you say. You think he's a progress stopper? I'm like, come on, bro. Like,
for Lucas Pro? That's what Jimmy Graham is, bro.
And I like Lucas Crow. I think there's something there potentially.
I do too.
At some point, but it's like he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? He'll be all right.
I think he was just fine.
So, but I love it, bro. Like, I love it. I think it's not only a great story, but I think Jimmy Graham is going to provide something, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
Like, I think he's going to provide meaningful production to this team. I think in the red zone, in third down, YOLO balls.
Right.
It's going to make a difference, bro. I don't know why my light keep going off.
It's like the bedroom sometimes. You get with someone in the past, and she's like, "No, baby, turn them on. No, let me turn them off. No, turn them on."
Make up your mind.
Just overall, right? Ellis Merriweather gets cut. So as of right now, there's only two. Well, I guess Kurt Merritt counts as so there's three running backs on the team, not counting AK who during his suspension. So it's Jamal Williams, Kendre Miller, and Kurt Merritt. How do you feel? There's something about the running back room with the AK suspension, and maybe it's just I have that. We saw a little from Kendre that we wanted to see. Get the Chargers, in terms of that real route, scored the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
But it just, I don't know. It seems like something goes wrong within these, the first three games. It might, the running back room may get a little kind of quickly.
I can't believe that it's set right now.
Okay.
I can't believe that that's how we're going into the season. Just with that kind of depth at running back. Maybe they will, maybe.
Right.
But I just feel like there's another move to be made. And we'll see what it is, whether it's bringing Merriweather back on the team at some point, maybe next week, something like that. We'll see. Because we see this every start of the season, man. It's so many transactions happen between cut day and next Wednesday, when they start practicing. Even later than that, sometime the weekend right before the game starts.
We've seen it.
So we're going to see a lot of things moving around. I just don't feel like that running back, that third running back spot is set. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It could be, but we'll see.
I guess maybe Jeff Duncan put this out, but if he did, I didn't see it on my timeline. Just the team got a lot younger.
Yes.
This has become a much younger team in essentially one season, right?
Signed the whole draft class.
Yeah.
Which hadn't happened since 2017. The whole draft class made the team.
That's impressive.
It is, bro. That's interesting. That makes your team younger. That's why the draft's so important, bro. It's like a injection of youth.
Yeah, man.
Into your team, man, and it just lets you keep going, especially if they're good. If they're not good, it don't matter.
Not at all. Before I forget this, going back to the whole kicker thing, now flipping over to punter.
Yeah.
Blake Gilligan out. Lou Headley. Is it No, Headley. Yeah.
Headley, yeah.
In Australian 30-year-old punter.
30.
I was about to say age ain't nothing but a number, but then I realized that Aaliyah said that when she was with. Anyway, I'm not. Let's just getting that out there.
How crazy is that they put out an album? AJ, don't put a note.
You know what? Not funny, but who was telling these things? She was my daughter was Dad, do you realize that the song "Ain't Nothing About a Number" Aaliyah wrote that when she was such and such age? And I was yeah. And she, do you realize that when she wrote it, R. Kelly produced the album? And I was
yeah.
The writing was on the wall, man. I was at those joint practice against the Chargers. Blake looked ungood, punting the ball. Thomas Morstead got cut. So I don't know. Can't call it. I don't know if you go with the young guy, bring back in Thomas Morstead, who's had a career revival. I don't know how you gauge that, but I have said it, and I said it for Stone and for weeks that Gilligan was not making this team.
Yeah. And it came to fruition, man, and it's kind of crazy because he's still young. He's 24.
Yeah.
He could possibly bounce back, but
easily.
I mean, he's been given opportunities too. I'm sure they wanted him to kind of run with it, but man, he couldn't take it, bro. And like I said, I don't know if Headley is the guy for sure going forward, but he's the guy for now because he's solid enough. But I like to have a weapon at punter, man. I like to have somebody,
right?
Especially a defensive team like this,
Flip the fucking
team
field,
back,
bro.
flip the field, target, punt, all that stuff. Like, man, that's what I want. So just got to wait and see, bro. Like Marstead, it seems like he's gonna be back with the Jets from the way he sounded, but man, I give him a call, like, man, you love New Orleans. You love New Orleans, bro. Exactly.
Anything else from Rock? Oh, so like you said, the roster is not set in stone. It's going to be evolving. Perfect example: the Colts cut Akudin Muhammad today. Like, are the Saints done at edge? They shouldn't be. So I guess my question to you is like, with how the roster is currently finalized, what have you? What are your concerns about the roster in its current configuration?
Offensive line concerns me every year, especially the depth. Like, who's the backup to Ryan Ramchick? James Hurst, I guess. Like, who is it?
Who's the starter, bro?
I mean, I don't know I really don't know who's the backup. Landon Young, he's the backup to Trevor Penny too. Like, and he's not even healthy.
Right.
So I mean, theoretically, if Penny got hurt, James Hurst moved to the left, and Pete was slide in.
You know who? Pete go Pete, bro.
So it's that's a little concerning to me. The O-line depth. Just gotta pray we don't have one of those seasons like we had the last 2 years.
That's the only thing we can hope for at this point.
Tight end is crazy, but like tight end is stacked, man. Like,
it is stacked, Ryan.
Like, it doesn't have like one elite player. It doesn't have like like an elite tight end, but you have like Jawan Johnson, who's probably a notch or two under elite, but he's growing. You got Foster Moreau, who I just feel like is kind of forgotten. Taysom Hill, whatever you want to call it. You got Jimmy,
Bro,
Big Jimmy.
I forgot. I didn't even realize. I didn't even really hit to me that like Taysom was on the team until you just said it.
I'm saying, bro, like
Isn't that crazy?
Mr. Do It All.
Crazy. I was like, oh yeah, we do have Taysom. Edge still worries me, man. Like,
always.
It just like I know I will say this. I do believe that the edge position, just the players at edge, will benefit with having a player like Brissy in the interior. They're going to benefit from having Colin Saunders in the interior. So I think the pass rush from that edge itself, from that perspective, is going to be better and improved. But this is the year for Carl Granderson, Big Creep. This is the year for Peyton Turner, who first. If they got to win, bro. Like, I'm not saying they got to go out and just be like dominant pass rushers, but they got to consistently be at least average to maybe like good on a couple of games in terms of what they're bringing on the edge, because it's needed, man. It's absolutely needed.
I mean, honestly, when you look at it, you got to wonder, like, we have a lot of non-starters at defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of players that wouldn't start on all other teams. Like, if we had like a star defensive end, it'll be fine. Like a Nick Bosa or somebody like that. And then you have Carl Granderson behind him and Peyton Turner behind him. Then it's like, okay, we got some cooking. You know what I'm saying? But these are guys. These are more rotational type players, and that's just what it is, bro. Like, it's hard finding great press rushers, man. It's so hard. You gotta draft them like in the top 12, top 13. Sometimes you get lucky later. So this is just what it is.
So we're on this. we're on this thing about edge rushers, defensive ends. Derek Barnett, the defensive end, Tennessee, that draft Twitter fat shamed entire draft season.
Hell yeah.
Bro, they fat shamed Derek Barnett so much, and I took it personal because, like, as a fat, I was like, stood up. Like, anyway, his
love handles.
This man was still getting to the quarterback, bro. In the SEC. So came out I don't even know what time is anymore. A couple of days ago, he requested a trade from the Eagles. He kind of sees like he's not, he's just he basically is a rotational pass rusher for the Eagles, just like we have non-starters. He's a non-starter. However, he's at least earlier in his career, he kind of showed that he was at least an average defensive end, and got, he was a productive player early in his career, right? Where would you trade for Derek Barnett, or would you feel like he would be kind of redundant to what they already have? And two, if you would, what would you give up for a player like Derek Barnett?
Man, I'll give him 6. I'll give him 6. We got a fresh 7th from Sean Payton. I'll give him a 6. I think we got 2 6 next year. So I'll give him one of them 6. Maybe some conditional else, because they're trying to get rid of him. So
I don't know. So I don't know if the Eagles are trying to get rid of him. I just think that, I don't know. I know that his agent requested a trade, and I don't know if they're like listening to offers, or that was just something that his agent put out because he just don't want to be the Eagles anymore because he's not going to get playing time. That I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's go on to this keyword on Whitewell. Okay, let's go to the Whitewell. There's some, I don't even know what the word is, but if you pay attention to like Niners subreddit, someone on their subreddit who potentially allegedly broke the Christian McCaffrey trade to the Niners news before it happened is kind of putting some smoke out there that what Nick Bosa wants to get paid, he wants to completely like reset like the market for a defensive player, like reset it ridiculously.
So 30 plus a year.
30, 35? I don't know. And potentially like the Niners are, I don't know if they like weren't expecting his contract demands or whatever, like, which I don't know how you would not, like, anyway. But maybe they feel like they're not going to be able to afford Nick Bosa. And they may potentially, if they can't extend him, may try to move Nick Bosa to a team, maybe in the AFC, to maybe kind of recruit some of those first round picks that they kind of wasted in the Trey Lance deal. My first reaction to that is just like, that is just terrible team building. First of all, that is awful team building. Like, it is so ridiculously hard to find an elite edge rusher. You not only do you draft one, you draft a great one, personality-wise, political-wise side.
But arguably the best in the league. Like, arguably the best defensive end in the league.
Won Defensive Player of the Year last year. Young as hell. Not even in his prime, Ryan. Like, if you want to, like, that Niners shootout, Sean Payton's and Drew Brees' last, like, great huzzah, watching Nick Bosa going against, like, peak Ram, like right before like his body started breaking down, bro. Like, that was some football, bro. Like, that was shit. Like, sometimes Ram got the best of Bosa, and sometimes Bosa was getting the best of him, bro. Like, that's the shit watching football where I'm just like, stop, bro. Like, you just look. I love watching greatness, great going against great. Like, when that happens in football, it is nothing else like it. That aside. So that'd be terrible team building from the Niners' perspective, and just a fucking debacle.
And it's like, why not? You paying back Brock Purdy nothing.
Like, what's the rush?
Time to do it. Like, pay the man.
If he's on the trade block, and you got Nick Bosa, you got Derek Carr on the team. Who else is probably MAGA on the team? Landon Young. You got Luke in our Discord, bro. Like just this unity and just like what would it take? Like what would it take? Especially like so the subreddits like like there's a team in the AFC potentially that's trying to make an offer for Nick Bosa. But let's say the Niners stayed in the NFC, and Mickey Loomis is making that call. Da know his job is on the line. He knows that this is a must win season for the Saints. Must for the Saints and for his job. Right? He knows if he does not win this year with this roster, he might not make it to next season as head coach. This might be his last opportunity to be a head coach in the league. If we're being real.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Desperate people do desperate things, bro. I see it in my job all the time. Completely not an apples to apples comparison, to be fair. But desperate people do desperate things. Mickey calls John Lynch, who is shown to be a very terrible GM. What would the offer be?
I mean, Khalil Mack went for 2 firsts, a third, and a 6th.
And that was like Khalil Mack past his prime, bro. Like this is like prime Nick Bosa. Like not even in his prime yet.
So I'm
like
saying.
You
gotta pay him. You also gotta pay him.
You gotta pay him. He gonna get paid. PAID. Paid.
So I don't know how you balance that. Because 49ers gonna want some picks now. To me, you can't start the conversation without 2 firsts.
Gotta be
not Davenport.
Not that
first round picks.
Okay.
Start there. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Has
get
to.
2 firsts.
If you're not offering 2 firsts on the phone when you calling John Lynch, that should
hurry up. You know what I'm saying? Then you talk about what do you want to add? Do you want to add a second and a third? Do you want to add a third? 2 thirds? It's like, I give it up. I give it up.
It sounds not saying that I would do this move if I was a Saints or a team, but I think if you're the Niners, I'd be asking for 3 first-round picks.
Absolutely.
I need 3.
That's what I'm looking for. If I'm them, that's what I'm looking for. The only reason I think you shave off is because you got to pay. So
money.
You're going to ask me to pay 3 first-round picks and pay this player 30
plus.
That's what we paying Derek Carr. Like,
right.
Starting franchise quarterback money. You pay to a defensive end who's going to get, 16 sacks. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of sacks, right?
That's a lot of sacks. 16 sacks in a season versus that's what I pay quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? So you ask me to pay him that, you got to shave some of these picks off, bro. Like, I'm taking something off your head. You don't want to pay him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to pay him. You getting some picks. You getting some first-round picks that you need. Like, let's make it happen.
Could this deal happen?
I couldn't do 3 first.
You couldn't do 3.
No.
Could this deal happen with just draft pick compensation? No picks and players.
I think it can with just draft picks, but I think if you could throw a player or 2 in, I think it'll help.
Who?
You know what I'm saying? Who we got on the Saints that's worth something. It's going to be Lattimore. They probably don't want Alvin Kamara. They got Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
A Debo. It's probably going to be one of the corners. A Debo or Latte. Those are your great players on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, besides them, bro, I can't really think of any other players that they would want.
Maybe like a Chris Olave.
I think he's untouchable.
Oh, of course. That's what you're saying. Like,
yeah, but
if I'm them and I'm telling them what I want, it's gonna be like those type of players.
Well, I mean, this is where it gets weird. Like the Niners are already fretting that they're not going to be able to pay Brandon Ayuk.
Right.
It's like y'all can't pay any great players. Like
you don't have a quarterback. You don't have a quarterback to pay. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like what? Where's the money?
Would you do 2 first-round picks in a Debo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
Man. Like, that's like, when you draft a Debo and then the next year you draft a Lante Taylor and you have Lattimore, like, that's the benefit you have. It's like.
Correct. For hitting on the Lante.
Yeah, for hitting on the Lante, it's like, okay, well, I would love to keep a Debo. I'm not saying that,
Right.
but would I rather have like a third good corner, or fucking Bosa? Like, it's not even a debate in my head, bro. Like, don't vex me, bro. See ya. And they never have like really good corners in San Francisco, so he would actually be like a really good starting corner for them.
Last, just wild hypothetical. You throw Nick Bosa opposite of Cam, next to Brian Brzee, with Colin Sanders in the middle. Healthy DeMario, healthy Pete Warner, healthy Marshawn on the outside, healthy Adebo on the outside. Maybe you throw in, player 0 in the slot. Marcus May, maybe, I don't know if he's suspended, whatever, and Honey Badger. Yes. Where does that defense, like, that is the best Saints defense, talent wise.
Then you talking about Super Bowl.
You bro. At that point, it's Super Bowl or bust. And I don't, like, as a fan, like, I don't. Bro, I remember those Super Bowl or bust seasons. They were, like, when you don't win the Super Bowl, when it's Super Bowl or bust with those expectations, it is.
But you get Bosa, bro, like, and then think about the rotation, like we just talked about. Bosa, then you got Peyton Turner coming into his own, and Big Creep. They just rotational players. They just rotational players. That when Nick Bosa just want to go read some Trump tweets or something, like, just want to go sit down, chill. We're gonna bring Big Creep in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, man, that'd be dope, bro. Like I said, I give up 2 firsts for him. We gave up 2 firsts for Davenport.
Not us at the Bears game in our section. And if Nick Bosa's on the team, like when the Bears on the field, bro, we all of us chanting lock him up to Justin Fields, bro.
Lock him up.
Oh, we going to hell on the sled. Anyway, that was just like a little.
You wasn't in the Discord today, bro. Like, if you know, you know.
This was just like a fun hypothetical thing. I will say though, things might be like uneasy in San Fran. So who knows, right? Just keep your head on swivel. But this is it, man. Team is set. Set-ish. There'll be more changes.
Set, yeah.
It is. There'll be some changes here and there. Might be some, players cut, players signed, players claimed, et cetera, et cetera. So we'll keep track of that. I'm going on vacation. I can't say where I'm going. I am going on vacation on Thursday. So, unless it's something just major, like I will try to, I need to just decompress and rest, and get ready for this very, very busy NFL season, covering the Saints. But today was fun and exciting as much as I got to kind of keep track of it as much as I could as things was unfolding. But thank y'all, like, tremendously. Like, this is the time where shit is going to become real for us in terms of everything that we do. Regular season is next week. Next Thursday, there will be football. It will be the Lions and the Chiefs on Thursday. Sunday will be the Saints and the Titans, and we will have you covered in the live stream. We will have you covered in. We're raffling off the home season opener to the Titans game. We got you covered. So this is the time to really be supporting the podcast, supporting the brand, retweets, putting on your story on Instagram. If you're watching this, I know I should have said this earlier, watching this on YouTube, subscribe, like all that, because this is the time, man. Like, we are full steam ahead. We are tremendously excited about this season. Not even just Saints related, right? Just for us. Like, we're excited for us and just growing our community, growing our brand, cultivating what we have these last 3+ years. And we're proud to just build upon it. So thank y'all so much. Buckle up. Buckle up, because there's going to be, we're Saints fans, right? Like, this is just a way of life. This is what it is being a Saints fan. So we'll be back sometime next week. I try to hit up Greg, man. Try to get Greg on the Greg on the pod. Chop it up with him, and we'll get something out for you guys next week. If something major happens where we got to do an emergency pod, and it has to be like major, bro. Like, I'm not doing an emergency pod. If Traquan got traded, bro, we do an emergency pod. Like, we line that
at least 15 minutes. We got 15 minutes.
Gotta go, bro. Gotta go. But anything else, like, y'all gonna have to wait. So, but thank y'all so much. We can't stress that enough. Ryan and I are still working on getting our merchandise in a place where we can send that out. I think I'm on to something that's going to be a good option for us. So be on the lookout for that. They probably won't be out before the start of the regular season, but hopefully we're able to get them out in the month of September, right in the beginning of the regular season, so everyone can put in your orders and whatever. What Ryan and I really need to do is just get I don't know if we're going to do what is it? Like something that just has, we need to get like sizes of like what people would need in terms of when we're ordering a bulk order of like largest, extra largest, blah, 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 blah. So we kind of have an idea for that. So, but anyway, that's later. Thank y'all. We will be back. Enjoy the week. Enjoy this last week of like Saints free football, because after that, this is where like the heartbreak, the highs, the lows, it's all starting, bro. Like this is it. So we'll be back next week. With that, we're out.
Peace.